The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. Sanford Westbrook Medical Center provides quality health care every day and is proud to serve the health care needs of our communities. You can schedule your appointment by calling 507-274-1150. Sanford Westbrook, dedicated to the work of health and healing. And I'm joined right now by Westbrook Walnut Grove Junior Anthony Ross, our Athlete of the Week this week. Congratulations, Anthony.
Thanks for having me, Joel.
Well, let's go back to Friday's game against Martin County West, and it was a little bit of an interesting game. You guys kind of got off to a slow start. Martin County West is always a very sound defensive team, and it just seemed like it took you guys a little bit of time to get into your offensive flow.
Yeah, they really focused on trying to slow us down. We've been kind of running on teams this year, so I think that was one of their main goals, and it worked for a while until we started getting better shot selection and buckling down on defense ourselves.
I think that the real key to you guys' recent success has been on the defensive end, though, because the defensive pressure that you guys are able to put on really forces teams out of their comfort zone, and you could see that a little bit, especially in the second half against Martin County West.
Yeah, we've played an assortment of defense all year, and we have a couple different defenses we can go to if need be throughout the course of the game in different situations. So I think that assortment really helps keep the opposing team on their toes, and they never know what to expect from us.
But it also helps when you've got a little bit of height, and you've got you anchoring down one of the wings on that press. You've got Matt Dupree at the point on that press, and then you've got Cole Bunting on the back end, and even if they do get through the pressure, more often than not, teams are going to have a tough time shooting it over Cole.
Right. Cole is one of the main key factors of the press. He does such a great job protecting the rim if we happen to get beat, and he does do a really nice job in protecting the land.
Offensively, though, it's been really interesting to watch you guys, the maturation process for your team this year, because at the start of the season, you could kind of tell that you were feeling your way through offensively a little bit, but all systems are go right now, and Coach Jenigas has got you guys playing at the pace that he wants to see.
Yeah, we did struggle a little bit through the first few games of the year. We didn't really, the flow just wasn't there for us. And lately it's been clicking, and it's just nice to see all the players growing up. And it's just nice to be around all the guys because we're clicking together, and the team chemistry is there.
I imagine that Coach Jenigas' philosophy on offense really goes back to his playing days. I don't know if you've seen the state championship game that he played in, or the state tournament game that he played in, but broke the state record for points scored. You guys aren't quite at that breakneck speed yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah, we've learned how to push the ball in when we have numbers, and just like the situations that we can push or when we need to pull it back. I think that's been the main key, is just deciding when to push and when to not, and when to get a good shot and what is a good shot, and we've been getting better with that throughout the course of the year.
We talked about this during football season too. Just the recovery process for you, after your injury last season, and I know while it was difficult in football, basketball it had to be especially frustrating, because that was during your rehab, and I know that you were hoping to see some of the floor last year during basketball season. This season, you've picked right up basically where you left off from your freshman year.
Yeah, it was difficult, and last season I matured a lot as a student of the game. I felt I was able to watch from a different perspective and really take in things that I haven't accounted for before. And it took a game or two to get back to that speed again, and see the floor how I did when I was a freshman. But yeah, other than that, it was kind of a smooth transition.
And you guys really are still a pretty young team, except for Cole and Matt Cleven. I think are about your only seniors. You're playing a lot of underclassmen this year, and a lot of those guys saw extended minutes last year while you were on the bench. One guy in particular is Andrew Quaid, who probably would have seen a whole season of B Squad last year if not for your knee injury. This season, his maturation as a player has really blended well with you.
Yeah, me and Andrew have always been tight in the game and on the court and off the court, and it was really nice to see him mature into a role over the summer and into the season. And we bonded through football, and the bond's always been there, and he's really come around this year, and it's nice to see him doing that.
Looking ahead for you guys, you're right in the thick of things in the conference, and I know that you've got the calendar circled for that rematch with Red Rock Central, and the big thing for you guys is to not get too far ahead of yourselves, because there's a lot of basketball to be played between now and the time you see Red Rock Central at your place.
Yeah, you always gotta take it one game at a time, and that's what we're trying to do. We got Ellsworth tonight, and that's a big one. And we gotta keep doing what we're doing, get better every day in practice, and just make sure we're playing the best basketball we can by the time the section tournament's here.
Yep, and especially in the South subsection, it's really shaping up to be an interesting tournament this year.
Yeah, it was kind of the teams that have been on top in the recent years are kind of got knocked off a little bit, but and the teams that are have been on the bottom in the recent years are coming back towards the top, and so it's kind of interesting how that's shaped up to be this year. And every team in the section has a chance to go far, and you can't take anybody lightly, and everybody's going to be fighting it out. So it'll be a good tournament, I think. One year I think it was a tournament down in Redwood, I think, and we were playing Marshall, and it was they're kind of a big school, and we ended up beating them on a buzzer beater in double overtime. So that was a really cool moment for our team, and just for me to remember in general. Yeah, Big Sean has an album, so I downloaded that a couple days ago. I'd say any team that has a naturally slower pace, because that's not what we generally like to do. I'd hope they say I'm kind of a leader. I'd hope that they think of me like that, and just the guy that they can come to with any questions or anything that's been bothering them or anything. I like to play some PlayStation, the Madden games. Those are some of my favorites, and I've recently found a love for dice games, and that's mostly what I do in my free time.
All right, well, that should be all I need from you. Congratulations again, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Joel.
Sanford Westbrook Medical Center provides quality health care every day and is proud to serve the health care needs of our communities. You can schedule your appointment by calling 507-274-1150. Sanford Westbrook, dedicated to the work of health and healing.